Well, good afternoon. This is Old Town Grizz coming to you from the Hesperia Museum. We are under the Hesperia Area Recreation District Foundation, a 501c portion of the Hesperia Recreation and Park Districts. And it's been a while since I've done a video. A lot of that is because we've been revamping our archive room, which it doubles as my video room. And so it's been in a little disarray. We've got some new cabinets in, work table with drawers and things versus working off of a folding table. And we also got a new file cabinet for large format maps as well as photographs. And wish to extend our thanks for our supporters. We couldn't get these items without donations going through fundraisers and stuff. So now we're kind of back up to speed and wanted to tell you some other things that we're doing. Now, I've talked a lot about moving the farm equipment out of the presentation area. We've enlarged it by about almost 300 square feet outside in a fenced area. And the farm equipment was cool, but it created or presented some hazards, so I couldn't let anybody in the yard. So we've moved that out, and what we plan on doing with it is building some scale models. Currently, we've got an 1890s scale model of the water tower here in Hesperia. We've got 3 of the foundation stones from the Hesperia Hotel. We've got an original 14-inch and an original 30-inch pipe from the flume, and a display table with elevations and demonstrate how the flume worked with no pumps. We've also got a dedication monument to National Trails and the Santa Fe Grand Canyon Needles Highway, which was back in the 1912s to about 1926 is when it was really active before Route 66 came into being. So we're in the process of purchasing some materials. We hope to have the one of the models started within this next month. Now, the model that we're going to be working on is the schoolhouse. Now, you might ask, our schoolhouse is still standing. Why would you do a scale model? Well, the models are not only what is no more, but what is here and not in its original configuration. So the schoolhouse, what you see, has an addition on it that came much later, a little kitchenette that's there, and it does not have its bell tower. The bell tower came down in about the 1930s. So our scale model will be minus the kitchenette in the back, and we'll have the bell tower on it. We're building these at about 1/8 to 1/12, depending on the model that we're dealing with. And so, as I say, we're going to be purchasing some material, and hopefully we're going to have it started within the month here. And then we've got several other models that we plan on working on down the road as we can generate the funds. Now, one of the most recent things that we've also got going, you probably can't see my shirt too much, but it says, I support project restoration. Now, what that is the city has our first fire engine, or our first volunteer fire department engine, which we got at about 54, 55. It's a 1942 Chevy pumper, and it came from George Air Force Base. Now, the reason that we got it there in the 50s is because there was a fire at a home, and CDF, California Department of Forestry, their observation was so far away that a home would be destroyed by the time they could get here. So the citizens of Hesperia decided we needed a volunteer fire department. So Bill Coe, being our first fire chief for the volunteer, went and purchased this fire engine for $100. Now, it wasn't running, it was a surplus from George Air Force Base, and they call it a pumper. It's got a transfer pump between the engine and the cab, and about a 300-gallon tank was on it. And so, after they purchased it, they had to remotor it because the engine was no good. So the Women's Auxiliary got together and they sold quilts, baked goods. They had fundraisers. And they raised the money, about $250, to remotor it, and it served our community quite some time. And so it's over at the Mojave Public Works area, and what I've been doing is between Facebook, QR codes, here's right here showing you the engine and the QR code, you can go and do a survey. I'm basically, before I talk to the city council and the city manager, to show that we've got a lot of people here in Hesperia, as well as people that have lived here and are familiar with it, but they may not live here anymore, but are interested in and are supporting this project restoration. So hopefully in the near future I'll be speaking to the city, and we will get it approved to start doing some fundraisers, figuring out the financial flows of how it all works, and we'll get working on a restoration. Now, one of my goals that I would really love to see, we just recently had National Night Out. And what that is where our first responders, fire department, sheriff's department, search and rescue, all of these come out. We have a big venue going, and you get to meet these people that are first responders, and they're really important to our communities. So I would love to see next year's National Night Out. The engine may not be finished, but hopefully running to where we can bring it out, set it aside, what we currently have as far as fire equipment, because that is quite an improvement from 1950s, and actually 42 is what the engine is, to the hook and ladders and everything else that we have now. So that's kind of in a nutshell what we've been up to. So as I say, we've got a lot going on. We'll get some fundraisers and different things going, and I'm going to get back out in the field and produce some videos about various historic things. And one thing I also wanted to bring up, our geocache. They look like this, an ammo can. We've got 11 of them out right now, and they are being received very, very well, because where a geocache, you go by GPS coordinates, you find them, and you sign a little logbook, and if there's a trinket in there, you can take a trinket, leave a trinket. Well, what we've done with ours is we have put in trivia cards. I'm building a set of 50 trivia cards. It's still in work, but as we do these geocaches, we put a trivia card in about the area where the geocache is at. And the geocachers are really excited about learning the history of Hesperia and finding these geocaches. So we're going to continue it. We're looking to try and get about 9 more out there. And so that's pretty much a recap of what's been going on. And I'm here Mondays and Wednesdays from 9 to 1, second Saturday of the month from 10 to 2. And by special appointment, or I go out and talk to schools or adult groups, youth groups, various things. We've got quite an outreach for the museum. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them to me on a message on the Facebook page, or come into the museum, or you can call Hesperia Recreation and Park District at 760-244-5488, and you can give them a question to get to me, and I will get back with you. Well, thank you for visiting with me today, and that's our update. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.